we're gonna jump in and start on my server. So, like I said, I'm basically just gonna go around, showcase what my server has to offer. Now, the reason why it's loading in a second time is because I have custom resource packs on this server. Really, the only thing I have that use the resource packs for is for audio and like paintings, custom paintings, and that is for a subway system that I currently have. And this right here is actually an entrance to the subway system. So if we go down real quick, this station is just one platform here. So I have custom textures for each line. There's, I think, like 5 lines. But this is this line. This is the blue line. But I do have a map here of the entire system. Let me do this to show you the map easier. So I have the blue line here, and the blue and purple lines, only branch A and the purple line here, have express lines. And so you may notice, actually no, the yellow line has express as well. So you may notice some of the stops have like a black dot in the circle, or for each station. Those are express stops, so the station we're currently at is not an express stop. But I made this map here for the entire system, obviously. And it branches out quite a ways. But basically these are all different towns that I have in this map. It's for those of you who haven't seen this before. But there are, on this subway here, there are signals on the system here. And the signals, when a minecart passes these detector rails, the signal will go off. Like here, for instance, I will grab a cart. I think I have one in my inventory. I do. So if I place a cart down like right there, the signal will go off and that powered rail will go off. So if there's a minecart behind this one, close enough, it will stop in the powered rail that is turned off. And then once it clears the zone, which is this detector rail right here, the signal will turn on, the powered rail will turn back on, and you are able to proceed forward. And if you're at a station, if the signal is on, you can press this button to get going. But if there's a cart in the signal, they try and press the button, it won't do anything. So that's a safety system I have set up in place for my subway here. Some of my lines, I don't have any audio for them anymore. Not even worry about it anymore because it's a pain to set up. But anyways, so since my last showcase video here, like I said, there's been quite a few changes. There used to be a building here, and that station actually wasn't there last time. This building is no longer here. I had a house over there, but that's gone as well. I have a new house over there, but we'll get to that in a moment. There's a couple new towers in this town. This town is called Towering Heights. That station was Towering Heights North. Most of these towers were here before. All of those were here. This one was here, but those two and this one is new. I noticed last time I was starting to work on this, but actually it was a thicker version of this. I decided to make it a bit skinnier, and I think it looks better. Based off the World Trade Center, or the new World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. And this one is kind of based off of like the federal buildings in Grand Theft Auto, like the FIB building. So I kind of made this a federal building as well. And then these I will get into here in a moment. Yeah. And you'll see, like, those actually go along with these giant holes that are in this building. So, actually, I'll get into it now. So basically what this is it's called the Skyway. So we have Elytra travel, This is between two cities, and basically to use elytras to pass through these to get, and it will guide you towards another city. But yeah, so these buildings, like I said, are new from last time I did this showcase. Skyway's new. That tower's new, that tower's gone. My old house is gone. Stations are new, maps are new. Let's go over here. So I have a overall world map. Oh, there used to be... No, I don't think it was here last time, actually, when I looked at the video. But anyways, we'll go over to this map. This is the world map. So we are currently over here, and it's actually not updated because it doesn't have the two new... this section is actually all cleared out, and this is where those two new towers are. So yeah, we're currently here though, right by that green dot. And this shows how big the world is, and actually it doesn't show all of it. There's more over this way. There's more over here and then down. So I need to update this map a bit more. But this just shows you how large this world is, and actually there's more over here too. But we'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, so like I said, if you guys want to join me on this server, link is in the description, or not in the description, top of the chat. And I think I currently have it set up as a survival server, so I may have to change that actually if you guys want to play in creative, or I can always change it for you guys. Me and my friend started to switch it to survival to kind of make it, because we have a currency. If I press tab, you can see I have $13,910 dollars, and I have basically like monetary values for certain items. Basically ores, like I have ingots, ores, well not ores, but nuggets, ingots, and blocks for iron, gold, diamond, and there's one more I'm blanking on right now. But there's different monetary values ranging from like $1 to like 5,000. So, and we do have banks. I showcased that last time too, but I don't think there was any purpose for them last time. But the survival mode basically makes it so the values are actually useful for certain things. Like this mini golf course here, I have a, I think it's like $15. Yeah, $15 per round per person. I have a second mini golf course, which is actually new, we'll get to. But yeah, this is my new house right here. Kind of plain. Oh, and I do have a mail system. I think I had it before, but I don't think I ever showcased it. Don't have any mail. But I go in my house, turn the lights on. It's pretty plain, pretty empty. I mean, this is my main room right here, my bedroom, and I have all kinds of stuff. I have law books, town maps, MISC books. I think I have... Yeah, this is the monetary ledger here. So... that's actually not it. Mangrove ledger. I think I do somewhere. Banners. Somewhere I have I know at the bank I have like monetary ledgers. But yeah, anyways. So I'm gonna showcase my server a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna start working on something. I think probably a new tower, because I think last time, or the last few times I've been on this, I was making or working on the subway system some more. Well, actually an elevated section of the system. But I think I'm going to build a new tower because I haven't done that on camera, or on video rather. And I think this spot right here would be a good spot, and guys can see how I build these monstrosities. My methods have actually changed over the years, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video too. Like if I go in here, because this, the server is from 2012, and so this is an older tower here from 2012, and you can see my building styles have changed a lot. So I used to use just torches. I mean, the stairs are fairly similar, a little bit different because I don't use torches to light up the towers anymore. Like I said, these are my older towers, and my newest towers are these ones. In fact, this is the newest one. If I go over here, you'll see that it's from 2020, so this year. But you can see I have glowstone lamps, and I use elevators too now. I have water elevators in these towers. It's the best way to do it. So if I go down here, I actually use levers to like illuminate each floor, and I have like a main panel so I can like do each individual floor, or I can shut off the entire building with a main. So if I do the main, the entire building is going to go out. We'll see that the basement's out now. To go into the stairwell, that will be all dark. Stairwell elevator. Well, I say dark. I have night vision on right now, so that's why it's not wicked dark. But if I turn it back on, I will turn everything back on, and I can turn like off the elevator or stairs. These lights will stay on, or I can do the basement itself, so I can turn each individual floor on and off for that. And actually, these are the commands for all the lights. Actually, I've gotten more efficient with the command blocks as well as I've been building these over time for the lighting system. Because before it used to take a ton of commands, especially for to do this. It took a lot of command blocks, but in fact, basically, if I go back up to the first floor here, and let's go to the edge here, I'm gonna grab one of these blocks. I use levers above each floor here, and basically the command block is just changing the state of this lever. Doing a test with the command blocks or the levers from downstairs. But yeah, anyways, that's how I do the lighting now, as opposed to then. But of course, in order to do that, I need to have, like, this building's good to tell. I need to have space in between each floor to be able to do that. So that's why it's so thick in between floors. But yeah, whereas over here, the floors weren't as thick. And you can see over here as well, because I used these ones are a little bit newer, but I still didn't, what year was this one done? Was this one 2012 as well, or 2012, yeah. So, and then even I have other buildings, not this one, but I have another one where I have like basically apartment units and different rooms. And it's similar to how I had that other building that I just showed set up with the lighting, where you have basically switches for each unit, switches for each floor, and switches for the entire thing. And this building I showed last time, this one I have set up the same way basically, although the 2016, although I don't know if I use the lever up here. Where is... No. So basically how I did this before, if we could break that, is, where is it? Okay, over here, I guess. Basically I had redstone running up the entire building. Actually, it might be somewhere. I have redstone that runs up the entire length of the building, and that's how I used to do it. Where did it come in from? Oh, right here. In fact, if I go to the switches for... I must have them in this... somewhere. I have the control room for all the switches. I don't know where on that building, but... Anyways, like I said, I used to have them run up the entire length of the building, which wasn't very efficient, to say the least. We'll come up across another building, which I do have run up the entire length of the building. But anyways, we're gonna fly around, showcase some more of the building, or server, rather. One thing I plan on doing eventually on here is over here. This town's called Seaport. I have a pirate ship here, like a replica, completed replica of the sunken ships that you can find around the map. But eventually I want to build a cruise ship out here. And I think there's quite a bit of area here, so I should be able to do a good sized cruise ship here eventually. So yeah, this line, actually, this blue line here is actually the oldest line in my server. I started this, I think, in about 2012, 2013. And there's only one section, original section, that survives now, because all of it has been rebuilt. And that's this section here. And in fact, I have an old abandoned station in through here as well. You can see how narrow it is. When I first did it, I didn't have any of these signals or anything. And I used to do signs here that you wouldn't be able to read when you were going down the tracks, showing the next station that you're arriving to. And I don't have auto jump on. Let's turn that off. I don't need that on. So yeah, you weren't able to read that, but... And I had a system that I made to where a train gets over a certain point, it would stop, and then after a while it would start going again. But that wouldn't work. Like if you left the server, or the server shut down and then turned back on, the train wouldn't continue moving. So that's why I had notes here that the train stopped at the beginning of the platform, because that's how I had it set up. And I don't think I used... I think I used torches for these, but this is an old station that's abandoned. But this is, like I said, the last surviving old bit, original section of this line. Everything else has been rebuilt. Although this is an older section too right here. But this station is rebuilt. It used to stop over here, and then it went off up there. I actually turned a little bit earlier off that direction and went up that way, and I moved it over this way. Because when I was working on this before, it actually went along this side of this path. And this was actually what I was working on. I was extending it down that way. When I had done some streams on here before. But one thing I have now, I used to have teleport centers in every town, but I don't anymore. That way I can make the subway stations a bit more useful. Like this station here is actually... Well, this station used to be very complex and confusing. but it's actually not that confusing anymore. So I have a stairwell going up to this main non-express blue line platform, the elevated section. And then you can go down this way to get to the blue line express and purple lines, which is also has purple line express. So if you go down this way, and going up that way goes just out to where we came down. So you have the purple line express down here, and on the other side here, just the regular purple line platform. Purple line express ends, well, they both end here. They just loop around. And then, let's see, I have the blue line express down here. You can see I have a different map for the blue line express as I did for the blue line itself. And one thing you'll notice too with this system, and we'll get to it later on in the stream, is you'll notice there's actually a split for the purple line. There's two branches here, and I will get into how I got this to work. And this I did not that long ago with this branch. This line, branch A, was the original line, then I eventually built branch B. I've been wanting to do that for a while, but I couldn't quite figure out how I wanted to do it, but then I eventually figured it out. Actually, we're going to go up this way. Figured it out, and now I got it working actually really well, too. So we're going to head down this way. Some of the, I think all these I've showcased before. That is a Spleef Arena I started working on, which I still need to fix. I haven't, don't have it quite working, or working quite right. Can we just stop, jumping around, or jittering, please? That'd be fantastic. Now, one thing I have on this map as well, is basically I have it split up into states. So there's technically 3 states, although one state we don't have marked yet and we don't have a name for, but 2 states we do have marked. We have Sungate and Mongrove. And so my friends, their stuff is in Mongrove. All my stuff, all this is in Sungate. Although I do stuff in Mongrove as well. And I do have teams, as you can see, I'm part of SGDOT. So it's the Sungate Department of Transportation. And one thing I do, although it's been a while on this server, I don't think I had last time, is I have a Minecraft Weekly. Although, like I said, it's been a while since I've updated it. But basically, it's like a news thing. I showcase what's different or new in the server. Like this way, I was mentioning about the Skyway, which is those up in the sky there. And then out with the old, in with new, that was about the subway system there. And this was from September 8th, so yeah, it's been a few weeks since I updated this. And then I have a new mini golf course, which we're going to get to, and then classified. So if anyone wants to like advertise, or I have one helping for writers for this Minecraft Weekly, because sometimes I have no idea what to write. But I have an airport over here, which really isn't useful. Teleport center back there, which I was going to use, but I decided not to. There's one town up here, which was called Paradise Island. I ended up removing. I think I had last time I did a showcase. There used to be a big tower here. That's now gone. This is just all... like, it's not even classified as Paradise Island anymore. But yeah, so this is crossing into Mongrove here, and you'll notice in Sungate all the roads are illuminated, but in Mongrove, and these ones actually aren't hooked up But in Mongrove, it's not really lit up, although certain places are lit up with like lanterns and stuff like that. But then we have like signs, obviously here showing you which when you're getting into Sungate or each state, and then each state has its own route system. So the routes for Sungate are based off of Pokemon. So each road is a different route basically. But Mongrove is like an actual route thing, so it's more in line with actual routes. Like you have like begin route signs, end route signs, showing you that you're coming up to a junction with another route, stuff like that. And then certain places, I need to get more of these, shows you the distances between each town. So one new building you'll see here, I did showcase this town as well, it's called Mystic City. This building is new, although I still hate the way I set how big that top part is on this building, but whatever. This building I think is new as well. I think this whole section might be new. But this tower basically based off of a mixture between the Chrysler building, which will be like this part up here, and the Empire State building, which would be this portion down here. And this building here is the building I was mentioning about with each apartment. In fact, I think this tower here, when I was mentioning about the wires running up the entire building, this was from 2019. So, but this building I believe was here the last time I did the showcase. So if I go into here, let's break into this wall. Yeah, so you can see here that I used to have these redstone torches run all the way up the building for each floor. And like I said, found out that that wasn't very efficient, so I have a better way to do this now, as you saw with the use of the command blocks. But yeah, and that was just like basically a year difference. But I still, of course, had each floor illuminated like that. But and this church is just a clone of the church that I have in Sungate. Just the colors are a little bit different. Got purple floors, dark oak stuff instead of regular oak stuff. Torches to illuminate, because I mean, it's kind of tough to illuminate this with redstone lamps, but I think it looks good still anyways, even with the torches. But yeah, moving on. So we'll go down this way. This is towards a newer section of the map. Oh yeah, this was gonna be like a, almost like a safari zone in Pokemon. Yeah, Mongrove State Wild Preserve Safari Zone. Don't know why that door's open. With like mobs and stuff like that we could spawn in. Yeah, this town is new. These buildings were not built by me. These were a friend's brother that had made these, but the roads, at least a portion of this road I built, and then the other portions my brother's friend had built. But this is another major hub that we're heading towards, what we call them hub cities, where you have both teleport centers and subways. But all the other smaller towns, if it doesn't have a subway, it will have a teleport center. If it doesn't have or vice versa, basically. But this town's pretty cool. You can see it's all built up on this. It's basically an addition to a village with additional buildings and stuff. But the subway system here, or the subway station, is actually built into this mountain here. And the entrance is themed around the mountain, but the station itself is split up. And the way I actually had it split up is you have a different platform for each direction here. And this is, as you can obviously tell, the green line. So we're at this station, which is Daikon. The other station, which is both green and orange, is Mystic City. That's a pretty large station as well. Although, actually no, we're in SPS, not Daikon. So we're almost to the end of this line here. In Spruce City, there's really nothing there, even though it's called City. There's another place that has 3 stations, actually, on the yellow line, which is Swamp City. And I always said Swamp City is... there was a saying I said for that, but I can't remember what I said for it. It's like the sketchiest place you'll ever be, or something like that. Or, yeah. I can't remember. But. Moving on. We're gonna head back this way. So yeah, we have another road over that way. Purple line. Going down that way. Or no, purple line stops there and goes that way. This is Daikon here. So you have the purple line that stops here, goes down that direction. Green line that goes down that direction. And they both come up this way. I don't think the server's too happy that, I mean, my Minecraft's not too happy that I'm streaming and on my server at the same time. Just too much going on at once on the network, I guess. Just doesn't want to load these chunks very fast. So we keep jumping back, I guess. But anyways, we'll continue on. Next thing I think I'm going to showcase is a new mini golf course, actually. And if you guys do get the chance to join me, once again, server IP or link or whatever is at the beginning or top of the chat. Right now it's the only thing in the chat, but yeah, I'm not going to mention that. And then also on my Discord. So yeah, this is the new mini golf course here. I started working on it. I think I started to showcase it, but it only went to here. This was like the last hole I had built, but the rest of it is finished now. And this hole, this is like the only hole I have where it has like different levels. I don't think it's the only hole. Well, might be, but you have 2 different holes, 2 different directions you can go in. But yeah, anyways, this is I think also $15 a person. Yep, $15 per round. This tower I know I showcased last time. That path is new. Out to a, basically a snowy city, or a town, where we have like an igloo station. Well, all the buildings are igloos, actually. It's actually pretty cool to go up this way. And then I can showcase that branch on the purple line, because this is actually the end of the purple line here. So yeah, this is the... You have 2 tunnels that connect to this town. This was originally a toll tunnel, but we took the toll out. But there is a rest stop halfway down in the toll, or in the tunnel, rather, at least in that one. This one doesn't have any rest stop. But this giant igloo here is actually the subway station. So, like as you can tell, some of these stations are themed around the towns that they're in, but not most of them are generic. If we get down this way though, and each station too, and each line kind of has their own theming as well. But we're gonna go down this way. So now how I have the branches set up is I use a scoreboard thing. So if I go to scoreboards, or scoreboard objectives, oops, list, you can see, I was testing out a toll one, so we have two active ones. We have money, which you saw when you press tab, and then purple line route. So basically what happens, what I do, is I have two buttons here. One, if you want to go down branch A, although if you don't select any, you're going to go down branch A by default, which is why I have this sign here. So basically, I have it set so the objective, the purple line route here, if I do player or scoreboard players get purple line route, you can see it's set to 0. If I press this button and then do that again, it'll be set to 1. So basically by default, if you want to go to down branch B, it's going to set it to 1, and I'm going to have a test further down, which will show you, which we'll actually go do right now. And the next station, and I actually before we go down, I have separate maps for each branch here, as you can see. But these two stations are just part of the main line. As you can see on both maps, and you can see here that branches off just before Mystic City. But if we go down now, we're actually going to be getting to one of my favorite sections in these tunnels. Yeah, as you can see when we go by the signal, it will turn off. This section is actually, I absolutely love, because you have the express section over on that side, and then this section is just the normal line. Express doesn't have any branches, as I mentioned I think earlier. But, yeah. So I'm going to take this down, at least to Mystic City. Although you have a station on each branch for Mystic City, but there's different platforms for each branch. So the branch splits off before, but there's still a station on each branch, and then after that they split off into different directions. So in Mystic City, if you want to go down branch B, you go to one platform. If you want to go down branch A, you have to go to a different one. You're not selecting, obviously, a button like we did there. So now that we've selected that we wanted to go down branch B, we'll actually split off once we get up to the split, which is after this station up here. Come on. But yeah, basically each line, I mean, I use the same building materials for each line until I get to certain stations. Most stations are the same building material, but the way the positioning of the lights and everything, these lights are going to be different for each line. So this is the last station before the split. If we go down, it sucks how I have this server set up so it's like unlimited RAM, although it still shows it's set to 10 RAM or 10 gigs of RAM, but it still is jittery for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because I have so much going on. Now, I don't have Optifine installed or anything, but you can see that there is a signal turned off up here. And that is the switch. I have it so it's off for each direction until you get close to it. And there's a huge system, a test system up here to determine, like, if somebody's already in the signal here or whatever, like you'll see it'll flip the switch, we get the green light, it'll go, and then once we get down here, the light's turned off, the switch is not changed, but it'll change depending on where they're coming from. So if I get off for a second, and then we go back this way, and you can also actually set the switch with this too. So if I do it like that, and then come from here, you're always gonna go left. You can't go right from this branch. So we come up here, and you usually do get stopped here, but you can immediately go. And you can see it switched the switches to that direction. And once you get through the junction here, it will actually reset the scoreboard here to 0. Well, actually, it's still set to 1. If we set it to 0, though, and we go up into here, we're gonna go straight. You'll see the switch change, and we're gonna continue to go straight. And if you're coming from this direction, you're always gonna go straight. You're never gonna switch that way. In fact, you see you can't go that way. That's the way I have it set up. And I think, is it here? No, it's here. So if we go down here for a second, we'll see these are all the command blocks for the switch. Actually, if you think about it, this really isn't, for how sophisticated it is, this really isn't a lot of command blocks. And I basically use these lights to help test it. So basically, like, this here is, or these purple command blocks are testing whether these lights are on or off. So this is to help, like, basically debug the whole system. And these are like the junction parts down here. So yeah, you can see there's a whole bunch of different tests. And then I think down here, towards this end, I have it all put together, basically. I don't think I have it below this at all. I believe all the command blocks are right here. But yeah, that's how that's all set up. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna just fly down this way because, you know, the minecart's not wicked useful. Now there is another station I have that has a split, but it's not as far as branches go, and that's actually in this station here. So this is the branch A station. As you can see by the maps, there's no branch B map. If we want to get to branch B, we go up this way and go down this way, and this is the branch B platform, as I was mentioning earlier. So if we were to split off, or if we were to continue from when we split off, we'd come down this way into this platform, obviously. We go down this way, we have the express platform. And this is the one that has the split in it as well, or the junction. So there's two basically tracks for each direction. If we go up here, you can see you have the switches. So this one, it will automatically default to this direction, or this track first. But if that one's already occupied, it'll switch over here. So if I place the minecart past here, it'll switch automatically to go that side. If there's a minecart there, the signal will turn off. If there's a minecart in that section and this one clears up, light will turn on and it'll switch this way. And it doesn't matter if there's a minecart here or not. But if there's a minecart here, it will always switch to there. This is the default direction though. And then there is one other platform in this station, and this is for the green line, as I mentioned prior. So you have an exit there, and actually you had another exit off that direction there. But we have the green line up here. You can see the chain, or the shift, and the wool on the walls to reflect your changing lines. So we have this giant green line platform here. Now it was quite tricky when I built this because there's just so much under the city here. So much going on with other lines and everything else, and it was just a mess. But I managed to get it to work. But anyways, we're gonna take the... I think that's basically everything as far as the showcase goes that's new. We do have a library here. And in fact, in the library we have what shows the different banners for Mongrove State. There's no dedicated banners in Sungate, it's just Mongrove that has different banners. So you have different banners for each like division. So you have like Department of Agriculture or Department of Transportation, stuff like that. And then you have the different law books. In fact, we have the monetary values here. So you can see the nuggets, iron, gold, diamond, and emerald. That's the other one. And then block. It's actually 2,000 for the one emerald block. So if you have a bunch of those, you're rich. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, you'll see all these banners all over the place in this state. Mostly these ones. We're gonna go into here. Yeah, these are the state ones. Those are like city ones or something like that. But anyways, we're going to go to Towering Heights. That was my original one. Or where we started the video. In fact, this station here, you can see there's two stations here. This station has 3 platforms. In fact, they're all stacked, basically. So you have a sign here showing you which level is each line. So you have just a regular blue line on this level. Level 2 is a red line, level 3 is a blue line. And then here you see level 1 blue line, and which platform is which. Terminating platform. That I need to switch. Do I have it saying terminating platform there? No. So you know what? I'm gonna switch that right now. While we're here. Inbound. Towering Height North. Okay. Because this is Towering Heights South. Yeah. But anyways, I guess it is about time. Where are we at on time? We're at 4:52, so I guess it's time we start building a tower then? Now, I want to see if we have anybody watching. Looks like there's one person watching. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you could make it. Hopefully I'm not boring you to tears. But anyways, I gotta figure out how I want to design this building, what material I want to use. I generally use iron for the materials. I think... And I want to design. I want to figure out what the design is going to be as far as like the windows go. If I want to have the windows like that, if I want to have the windows like that, which you can see I generally do. Yeah, I think we'll see. But anyways, I want to see what the footprint is. And usually how I do that is by seeing the size of these. I still have torches here. I thought I got rid of these last time. Anyways, I already have this measured out. So 10, 20, 36 wide. Or this is actually a square building, I think. It's like 36 by 30. Well, 36 by 30, I think, is actually what this is. How much room do we have here? Let's see. 4, 6, 8, 10. 4, 6, 8, 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 30. 2, 4, 6, 8, 40. 2, 4, 6, 8, 50. 2, 4, 6, 8, 60. 2, 4, 6, 8, 70. 2, 4. So 74 blocks is how much room we have. I don't think I typically go over 30 or 40 wide much. Although there was one tower that I showed you earlier, the one that was kind of based off of the Empire State Building and Chrysler Building. That I think was like 60 wide. But this building is not going to be that big. In fact, I think I'm going to save enough room where I can build a second tower here. I can squeeze them in. So I think I'm going to place it, I think, a little bit closer to the road than this one is. And this road, too, is the only section that I don't have any lights on, which I still need to work on. I just haven't gotten around to it. So anyways, before we do this, I want to... Now... What do I need and what do I not need? Minecart, I'm going to put there. Grass block. What do we have for materials? And this is the latest version right now. Latest release version, that is. So 1.16.4. Yeah, I use the concrete for that building. Or for that tower. I don't know... I don't think I want to use concrete for this one. If I do, what colors do we have for concrete? We have... You know, there's really not much for color variations on towers, typically. I wonder if I should try like a green building or something. I don't know. Red, brown, I don't think. Magenta, yellow, pink. Or just go with the iron. Block of quartz. What's this look like when it's all together? I think that's what that one's made out of, actually. Oops, I got rid of my iron. Smooth quartz, what's that look like? I mean... yeah, it's a possibility. Polished diorite. I don't know how well that would look. I mean, it may look fine, but... I feel like the building I'm going for, I don't want to do... Well, I don't even know what I'm going for yet, but... I might just stick with the iron. So iron block right there. Oh, let's see. How big do I want to make this? So I want to leave, like, let's say, a 6-block gap. So this block here I want to go to. Oops. Didn't mean to get rid of the grass block. Okay, this is like the 0 axis, so I'm gonna just measure it out real quick. So we had, what, 76 per room? It's gonna be a tight squeeze for 2 towers in here. Unless I don't make it wicked huge. So that's 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Maybe I'll do that. 28. 28 by like 24 or something like that. Or 22. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. What's that look like? 28 by 20. I have to think about the stairwell as well. So if I went 20, I'm just gonna mark this out real quick. So the stairwell, the center of the building, so 28. So 14, 10, so that's the center of the building. Let's say that's the elevator, right? Stairwell would go around this. How much room? If we made it 20 or 28 by 20, how much room are we looking at? So we got 4 there, and this should be 4 as well, right? Yeah, 4. We have like 2, 4, 6, 8. So 4, 4, 8, 8. If I go 20, 22, it would be 5, 5, 8, 8. Maybe I'll go 28 by 24, which is what I kind of said at first. So I'm gonna grab this box coordinate for a second. 2, 3, 5, because I'm gonna build a basement. And get rid of these torches, or else they're gonna drop. I don't really want to have extra torches. I mean, I have 3 torches already. I don't need that many. I only need 1. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be the floor. Gotta count in 2 for the ceiling for the basement. I think I'm only going to do 1 basement level. So 2, 3, 4, and then the floor here. So fill negative 235, 70, 44. Position I'm looking at with air. Oh yeah, you can see where I went over the, because this used to be a jungle biome as you, that I'm currently in. In fact, you can see on the F3 menu jungle biome. So we just got into the bit that we covered over. So let's fix this before we get started. Usually when I do these things, I usually go like 3 wide, but I'm gonna fill in the water though. That way we don't have water sounds. I'm just gonna keep it with dirt here. I'm not gonna worry about replacing the sand or the gravel, or the clay, I mean. And just fill this in with dirt. It's gonna be all covered over anyways, but and then 3 like this. I could use a command to do this more efficiently, but I usually don't use commands for that sort of thing. Eventually this will all get filled in anyways, maybe. If I have like an underground passage between each building, which I should do, like have like, that's one thing I want to eventually do, is have like a mall kind of connecting the buildings up at some point. Just noticed my graphics are not on fancy. It's on fast, although I don't really need it on fancy, but I had it that way for a map I was testing out, or trying to get to work, and it suggested it be fast. Okay, let's fill that in like so. And then build over this direction. Leaf there. What are we looking at a time? We're at 5:07. Probably won't have the entire building complete. At least the electrical part won't be complete. The height will more than likely be complete. And you're probably thinking, how are you going to get an entire tower done? Because I'm going to end the stream by 5:30. I know you're asking, how are you going to get an entire tower built in 23 minutes? Well, that is what we're going to get to. So first off, we're going to get the basement. So just change this command to be, in fact, we're going to go 44, or no, 70, 69, 68, 67. this from 70 to 67. Iron block. And we're gonna do outline. So if I break this out, you can see we have a room here. Now I'm gonna do the same thing again, but change this to 70. Like so. Okay, and then now we start the actual building itself. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the corners like this. And then I'm going to have the ceiling. And then floor for the next one. So I'm going to do that. That's how I usually do it. I do the corners first. Ceiling, floor. Corner, ceiling, floor. 2, 3, 4. And then floor. Let's get rid of these because we don't need these anymore. The dirt block I don't need anymore. In fact, I don't need the grass block anymore, although I should have kept it just in case. But that's fine. Yep, same. Just middle mouse button to get the grass block again. Okay, I think how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna do it like this. Have a solid window for each floor. And then just have it iron like that in between each floor. Go around, do it on this one, or on this side. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, kind of like what I did with that where I had the windows. I am going to do, or the colored windows, or glass. I'm going to do a colored window for this one too. I think we're going to go with, you know what, let's go with magenta. That would look pretty cool. For the iron. I was thinking about pink, but it's almost too light. Need like a darker color in a way, I guess, for this one. Actually, what I could have done, which I am going to do. So this is 75 to 78. I should have done this before. There. Makes my life a whole lot easier, actually. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, I could do it. Nah. No, I'm not gonna do it with the glass panes because then I'd have to replace the floor, and I don't really want to do that. Well, I could, but it's just as easy doing it this way, I suppose. I just wanted to do it this way so I didn't have to fill in the ceiling and the floor up here. So that's all set. Now, I'm not going to worry about the entrance for a moment. And you'll see why here. this way? Yeah, I think the magenta is going to look really nice on this building. Or on this tower, rather. Now, I'm not sure how many floors I want to do. I think this building is like 18 or 16 floors. I think I want to do like 20, 22 floors maybe for this tower. Now, I know it's a square tower this time, but at least it's a little bit different than some of these other towers. Okay, I'm gonna stay inside this time. We're gonna figure out the center of the building. It's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12, 14. So it looks like that's the center there for this direction. Or this axis. Now figure it over here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so that's the center of the building. So this is going to be the water elevator here. With a stairwell going around it. Okay. And I'm going to get the signs in place. I'm not going to do the water now because it bugs out. And I can use a command to fill the water in anyways. So I think, let me grab, actually let me do the stairwell first before I can put the lights in. Bring it all the way back. Well, not all the way, rather. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this song yet. I mean, I could, but we're not to that point in the stream yet. Okay, so stairs slash elevator. Get the oak door in place. We're gonna do this. This all out. Okay, and then clear some of this. out for the floor. Now, unfortunately, there are no iron stairs, which is a bit of a bummer. Actually, what I'm gonna do... move this back a little bit more. Try that, see how that looks. Move it back one more. Yeah, that looks good, I guess. Actually, no, that is good. It is even. So, instead of using, because like I said, there is no iron stairs, usually when I have buildings like this, I will use quartz stairs. Still looks fine. Okay, so the stairs are complete. I am going to grab my... Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Grab the redstone lamp. I'm sure some signs are probably gonna fall. So that's fine, I suppose. 1, 2, 3. Do that. That means there's gonna be one there like that. So let me... Okay. Replace the signs. And then I'm going to get the lights in place for each floor. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it like a ring around the building. Have an inner and outer ring. I've done that on a couple of buildings. And I think it actually looks pretty nice too when it's like that. Okay. It'll be easier to put the redstone in as well when it's like this. And once I do the redstone and the lever here, the building is gonna take shape real quick. So which is the front of the building? Okay, this is the front. The lever there. Now the reason why I'm powering it on right now is so I know where I can place the repeater. fourth one from there. It should also be the fourth one from here. I want to make it so it's even. And that one will still be lit. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the outer ring now. Stop in the same spot like that. Okay. Can I place one here? No. So actually what I'm gonna do is I wanna do that to extend it just a little bit further. I like to have it all nice and even. Okay, so the floor lights for this is done. Drop back down. Now I'm sure you're asking yourself, how are you gonna build this tower quickly? And this is where the magic comes in. So I have this nice lovely block here that I absolutely love. It's called a structure block. And how this works is I place one structure block here, go to corner, I'm gonna call it new tower, like that. Go over here, build a couple things there to place the structure block there. In this corner, go to corner, new tower as well. And then I'm going to place one more right there. Go to save. New tower. Do detect. And you'll see this is now outlined. So if I now press save, you can see the relative position. This is going to be useful here in a moment. Relative position is 1, 0, -27. So if we go up to here, I place another one on top of there, go to load, new tower, and it was 1, 0, -27, I believe, right? Yes. I press load, you can see there's now an outline here. Now this makes it even quicker. Instead of having to type that in every single time, I do Control middle mouse button. It'll save the MBT tags, which includes all this in it. So I can do load, place one there, load, place a thing there, load, and that's how I build it. So see, we've already done 4 floors and less than like, well, 3 additional floors in like 3 seconds basically. Maybe a little bit more than that, but I'm actually gonna do this. Bring it up one so I don't have to keep placing. I don't have to keep placing a block down every single time. So we're at, what, 6 floors now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors, yes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, which is that height of that building, 17, 18, 19. We're gonna stop at 20. I don't think I can go much higher. So this is now a new 20-story tower. So yeah. And that took, and look, it's 5:28 right now. So we got the tower done, as I said, before 5:30. I mean, it's not 100% complete, but the height of the tower is complete. And now I can work on the entrance of the tower. Get the oak doors in. And voila. And we got all the elevator stuff done here. And all we would need to do now is add the water, which I can use a command for, to basically fill everything that is air. So it won't include it won't place the water where the signs are. So yeah, that's how you build a tower. In like 20 minutes. A 20-story tower at that. You don't have to build each floor one at a time, whereas those towers back there, I actually built it one floor at a time. That was, of course, before the structure block here. And this structure block I actually used for the subway and everything now as well. It makes it so useful. I used it for this tower. That tower I built it, but I didn't use the structure block for. In fact, the structure block is how I think the first building I used the structure block on was the church, actually. Because it's the same exact church that I cloned from here to bring over to Mystic City. Well, I had to do it in sections because it can only do the structure block area so large. But anyways, oops, that's not what I want to bring up. Well, you guys didn't see that, so that's fine. We are going to play this song now because it is 5:30, and it is just about time to end the stream. But yeah, anyways, so I showcased the server a little bit, or showcased some of the changes in the server. Which, like I said, there had been quite a few changes. This is... no, that's a third... no, that is a fourth floor, okay. Yeah, I put these corner markers on every 4 floors. You may have seen some cities with like these red lights on the corners of the buildings. And that's basically what I do with these. 2, 3, 4. But yeah, anyways, like I said, I showcased some of the server or changes since the last time I did the showcase. Last time I did a live stream, I was working on an extension of one of the subway lines. But yeah, I figured I'd do another, like I said, showcase update, and then build a tower on this, because I've never actually showed how I build these towers. They just pop up out of nowhere each time I do a video, so... yeah, anyways, and for those of you watching on YouTube, sorry you missed the stream, but at least you're able to watch the video anyways, because I have it on YouTube. But anyways, yeah. I don't know the next time I'm going to do a live stream. It's probably going to be a little while still. But yeah, anyways, if I do another live stream, I'll post on Discord when I'm going to be going live. But anyways, hopefully you've all enjoyed this live stream. If you did, make sure you leave a thumbs... well, there's really no thumbs up. Leave a heart in the chat. Those of you on YouTube, if you enjoyed this, make sure you leave a thumbs up. And of course, as always, I will see you next time. Bye!